Welcome to episode 23 of Bottoms Up with Arsenal, and in this episode we aim to book our place at Wembley in the Carabao Cup Semi-Final second leg against Chelsea and the small matter of a league game against Manchester United. Welcome back to the series, folks, and in yesterday's episode, if you was with us, you would have seen the 3-2 win away from home against Manchester City and the 2-2 draw in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final against Chelsea, 2-2. Mauricio Escalado and Ethan Nwaneri getting on the score sheet for us in that game. Zaire Emery with an absolute belter of a goal. Pataka and Schmetz in the FA Cup game against Manchester City. Since then, we've played a few games off camera. We played Norwich away from home, picked up a 1-0 win. We weren't particularly convincing in this game, but a win is a win. We're edging closer to the league title, to retaining our league title. Then we played Crystal Palace, and I've got to say I took very little joy in this win because Crystal Palace are terrible. They really are bad. They only managed one shot on target in the entire game. We had 17 shots on target, 66 possession to 34% possession, an XG of basically 3 compared to their 0.87. Goals from 2 from Saka, 1 from Nwaneri and 1 from Saliba. Yeah, Crystal Palace were just absolutely terrible. I mean, you look at their player ratings and they were just bad. And when you look at the team, you look at the fact they've got Borkelmans, Bitshiabu, Ide, Martin Fernandez, Emerson Fernandez, Zaire, Duchesne, Piscini, players that were there when we were there. And Palace were a good team back then. And they're now, I think, one place outside the relegation zone. We'll have a look at the league table in a minute. But they very much look like they're getting relegated this season. And it's hard to see. It really is hard to see. And then we played Udinese in Europe, a 6-0 win against them. Nwaneri and Van Persie with a couple, Saka and Bruce also getting on the score sheet. Again, to be fair, Udinese were not much better than Crystal Palace, in all honesty. They did have 4 shots on target, but we had 20 shots on target. When we're in this frame of mind of being able to attack the way we have, we really are so difficult to beat because we just get so many shots at goal. Then we play Sheffield United with a very much rotated team in the FA Cup 4th round. We had Jack Gordon up top, Giardini, Bruce, Calderon. Still, we were the better team. We won 4-2. They did make it 1-1 and they made it 2-2, but then Saka with 2 goals in the last, 20 minutes, I suppose, if you include 6 minutes of injury time. Comfortable enough win for us in that. There's never really in any doubt. And then against PSV, they were bad as well. We didn't even get a shot on target, 31% possession. They were awful as well. And it's a case of, have these teams really been that bad or have we been that good or is it a mixture of the two? But yeah, we just absolutely dominated PSV. 3-0 winners, goals from Schmetz, Van Persie and Saka. And then that brings us up to where we are now, Manchester United and Chelsea in today's episodes. If we have a look at the Champions League table, we did finish 3rd in the table. Barcelona and Real Madrid finishing above us. Bayern, Man City, Tottenham into the team that beat us in last year's final. And Chelsea also getting the automatic promotion plate or the automatic qualification places. The plus side of this is that we shouldn't be playing Real Madrid or Inter Milan in the next round. But these 16 teams obviously go through and play in a qualifying round against each other. There is every possibility we're going to end up against Manchester United or PSG in the next round. But the actual draw for the round of 16, where is it? The round of 16 gets drawn on the 2nd of... Is that the 2nd of March? That can't be the 2nd of March. If we have a look at the schedule, we're due to play... Maybe it is the 2nd of March. Yeah, it is. So we won't know today who we're going to face. We'll probably know in the next episode who is next up for us in the Champions League. In terms of the Premier League, if we have a look at the Premier League table, we are 9 points ahead of Manchester United. Manchester United have played 2 games more than us. We're also 9 points ahead of Manchester City, who have played 1 game more than us. And we're 11 points ahead of our North London rivals, Tottenham, who have played the same amount of games as us. Most teams have played more. I think a game against Tottenham is one of our games that we've got in hand. But we'll get to those when we get to those. If we win today, then I will go on record as saying that we will win the Premier League. United really need to beat us to keep other teams, as well as themselves, in the hunt for the competition. Let's get into the first of today's games. Crystal Palace just lost 1-0 to Brighton. They are 1 point outside the relegation zone. They've played at least one game, if not two games more than everyone below them. Yeah, they're looking doomed. But let's get into today's episode. And we play Manchester United at home. This is a team that's going to go into the game. Restes in goal, Chambers left back, Pataka right back, Escalada and Kayunda in the centre of defence, Zaire Emery and Ochong in the centre of midfield, Van Persie, Saka out wide with Nwaneri in behind Schmetz. Most of this team pretty much picks itself. The only change there might be is obviously Mahara would be in here, but he's still away on international duty, and when he comes back he's no doubt going to need a rest as well. So we're probably not going to see him much before the beginning of March, probably just in time for the next episode. So let's get into today's game. We did have some transfer activity on deadline day. Graham Potter's still a manager of Manchester United, by the way. He's been a manager of them for a few years now. Nothing exciting. It was just a young player, Liam Summers, headed off out to Nottingham Forest, and no one came in. So not really a great deal to bring you. Let's put the league table on there, and let's see if we can pick up a win against Manchester United. We are at home. We are a better team than Manchester United, so we go into every game we play expecting to win, to be quite honest. It doesn't always work out that way, but I'm going to curse myself now by touching wood and saying we've not actually lost the game since, I think it was the second game of the season against West Ham. But Manchester United are on the attack at the moment, so it's probably not a good time to talk about us being on this big, long, unbeaten run. But it goes for a goal kick. Restes gives it to Escalada, who now passes it to Chambers, to Van Persie. He loses the ball, gets ganged up on. And now Manchester United have is with Diamande, obviously one of their former players who's starting today. Passing it about nicely at the back. Go back to the goalkeeper and then back out to their defence. Good interception from Van Persie. Can he start an attack? Here's Saka. Oh, and Saka's just giving it away. So frustrating when I give it away because our passing is usually so beautiful. And here's Schmetz. He's turned his defender. And Nick Jonas Schmetz with his 21st goal of the season. Assist from Ethan Nwaneri. It's 1-0 to Arsenal inside the first 10 minutes of the game. And when you watch how good we can be, it is so nice to watch sometimes. Thought we're going to get an equaliser there. Yeah, it's so nice to watch when you see just how good it can be. Obviously, when you're playing against a team like Manchester United, it's a different kettle of fish. They're a top quality team at the end of the day. Well, here's Zaire Emery with another attack. What was that? What kind of pass was that? Seriously. That was feeble. Escalada heads it down to Zaire Emery, goes back to Kayunda. Just don't give it to Zaire Emery. He gives it away. Oh, what a pass. Oh, that should have been a goal. Nick Jonas Schmetz with a golden opportunity to make it 2-0. For some reason, Ochong is rather angry in the centre of their midfield. I'm not really sure why. There's a throw into Manchester United over on that right-hand side. We win it back, but then give it a back way again. Oh, I'll say about how beautiful our attacking play is sometimes, but the frustration of when we give it... what was that? Just absolutely... Endrick just skipped past Kayunda. I know Endrick's a top quality player, but as a defender, you've got to be doing better than that. 1-1, half an hour gone. We've been rather careless in this game, and I can only put it down to a lack of concentration because we've been so sloppy. There you go, again, just giving the ball back to Manchester United again. Right, Van Persie now. What can he do? He can score, that's what he can do. 12th goal of the season for Shaquille Van Persie. Joshua Chambers getting the assist. Worth giving him a shout out as well because he doesn't get enough mentions. I do have a preference for Aurelio Calvo, I must admit, but Joshua Chambers is very good. Right, corner for us, gets whipped in. Saka to Nwaneri. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. We saw in the last episode how he likes to knock the ball in by deflecting it off the crossbar. But Zaire Emery again giving it away. It's the same players that just carelessly giving the ball away. Ocheong making an amends for Zai Emery's mistake. And you've got to wonder why Zai Emery's match rating is not affected by the fact that we're repeatedly seeing him give the ball away. Right, here's Saka. He's got Pataka with him. He ignores him, goes to Zai Emery, to Ocheong, to Kayunda, who for me was at fault for Manchester United's goal. Saka goes back to Kayunda, to Ocheong, to Kayunda, to Zai Emery, playing around in triangles. Lovely ball to Schmetz, and that's 3-1. Nick Jonas-Schmetz, 3-1 to the Arsenal. The referee's blown his whistle. And of course it's disallowed. It seems to be every time there's a VAR decision at the moment, it's going against us, and it's really frustrating me. Right, we win the ball back. Schmetz has it now. Gives it to Saka. To Pataka. He's got some space on his right-hand side. If he can get the ball into the box, he can. Schmetz to Nwaneri, and Ethan Nwaneri with his 10th goal of the season. Schmetz returning the favour. And it's 3-1 now, even with a goal disallowed. And providing we don't do anything silly in the second half, this is looking like being a nice, comfortable afternoon for us. Manchester United defensively have not been particularly good. They've only had one shot on target, and that was the goal that they scored. They now clear the ball out of their own box, but they're going back towards it again. Can they build something from the back? Patient build-up play from United. Obviously, they are second in the league. They have ambitions to win the Premier League. That was a poor effort at goal. I mean, at the moment, they're third. Manchester City must be winning their game. I say must be winning that game. They might not be winning that game because it's very even on goal difference, but we'll find out after this. Well, I was going to make a substitution, but we'll let the corner play out first. Saka puts it into the box. United clear their lines through Hendrick. Here's Kayunda. Can't quite find Saka. United clear. Escalada heads it to Nwaneri, to Shaquille Van Persie. He gives it to Joshua Chambers, puts the ball into the box. United clear again. Here's Nwaneri again to Pataka. Puts the ball in, and Nick Jonas-Schmetz, the referee's got his finger in it. Do you know what? I think that guy's got it surgically planted in his ear hole. He just can't keep it out. Disallowed again. Surprise, surprise. So that's 2 goals disallowed. I mean, Schmetz has had 2 goals disallowed today. He could have had a hat-trick of work for that interfering referee. Right, we're going to take Pataka off and we bring Cal Durin in. And Warren Zai Emery can come off. In actual fact, no, he can stay on. We bring Alex Wilson on for Ocheong. And Saka can come off for Calderon, I think. We're 3-1 up. And we need to keep players fresh for the semi-final second leg, of course. Durin tried giving it to Calderon, but he lost out. Calderon wants to leave as well. He wanted to leave in the January transfer window. Oh, that was a mistake, and we've let them get away with that. That's gone out for a corner. Yeah, Calderon wanted to leave in January. I didn't sell him because I didn't have anyone to replace him. But by the looks of it, I will have to get rid of him, or sell him, I should say, in the summer. Mainly, he wants to play more games, and I can't necessarily give him more than what he's getting. So we have made the decision to move him on. Right, we are going to take Schmetz off. He's got an injury, so he can come off, and Bruce can come on in his place. Who else are we going to take off? I think we'll take off Van Persie. No, we won't. We've got nobody else to bring on for him. Well, actually, we can move Nwaneri out there, bring Giardini on for Van Persie there. That's all of our substitutions made. Looks like we are going to see this game out to a comfortable enough win. But a lot of activity on our side of the match stats board there, with goals disallowed and yellow cards and goals scored. I was about to say it's full time. We've got 2.5 more minutes of added on time to play. Chambers with a throw into Nwaneri. Back to Chambers. He puts the ball into the box towards Bruce. And Bruce is playing as a makeshift striker. Could have played him out the left to put Nwaneri up top, really. But there you go. 3-1 win against Manchester United. Nice work, everyone. Really, really happy with that performance. Bit of careless passing. Manchester City haven't actually played, to be fair. But they are up to second, just about on goal difference. We're 12 points ahead of Man City, level on games. 12 points ahead of United with 2 games in hand over them. And 14 ahead of Tottenham. They have a game in hand over us. So that's the league side of this episode sorted out. In 3 days' time, we've got a potential... Well, not a potential. We have got a chance to book our place at Wembley. Nick Jonas-Schmetz is out for 3 to 5 days. We've won 6 straight, and I'll see you for the game against Chelsea. Semi-final second leg day against Chelsea. We are at home. We have made a couple of changes. Obviously, we've got players suspended in Escalada and Giardini. So William Saliba comes in place of Escalada. And because of Nick Jonas-Schmetz being out, he's only out injured till tomorrow. He'll be back for the weekend, potentially. But we're not going to risk him. It's not worth it. So Alistair Bruce comes in the attacking midfield role, and Ethan Nwaneri goes up top. So Alistair Bruce showing us yet again how important he is for us. Bukayo Saka is 1 yellow card away from a suspension, as is Thiago Silva. So there is the potential that them two could be suspended for the final if they pick up yellow cards in this game. But here's the team we're going with. Restes in goal, Chambers left back, Patako right back, Saliba and Kayunda in the centre of defence, Zaire Emery and Ochong in the centre of midfield, Van Persie and Saka out wide with Bruce in behind Nwaneri. Let's get on with the game. It's evenly poised at 2 apiece. I'm not actually sure if away goals count in the Carabao Cup. If they do, we've got 2 of them. So a 1-1 draw or a 0-0 draw would send us through, obviously. But we're not looking at it in terms of draws getting us through. We're looking at it that we need to win to get through to the final. Tottenham have beaten Ipswich in the other semi-final. So it will be Tottenham that we play in the Carabao Cup final at Wembley if we get there. Chambers, with the start of the first highlight for us from a free kick, goes out now to Patako on the right-hand side. Patako's through. Oh, I don't know if he was trying to shot there or what he was doing, but I think the keeper got to admit to it, but nothing else has come from that. The highlight is over. And obviously Baldanzi, their attacking midfielder, we know what he can do from the first leg. He was a real danger man from that first leg, so we need to try and keep him quiet. Next highlight starts with a Chelsea goal kick, passing the ball about in defence. If they want to make a mistake there, I don't mind. Ochong picks up a loose ball, gives it to Pataka, to Saka, to Zaire Emery. Chelsea win it back though, in the midfield now. Passing it around nicely. Come on, boys, let's win the ball back. And we do. Pataka's now got it. It was Saka that actually won it back. Gave it to Pataka. Here's Saka to Kayunda, to Zaire Emery. Van Persie to Nwaneri. Back to Van Persie, and Shaquille Van Persie with his 13th goal of the season. I can't see a referee with a finger in his ear. I think it is going to stand. It's 1-0 in the 24th minute. It was actually a fish shot on target. We've started the game really brightly, really well. And hopefully this is a start of a nice little win for us. Follow up the good win against Manchester United with a win here against Chelsea. Chelsea are not doing that well in the Premier League. They're like 13th, 12th in the Premier League. What's also quite surprising, I'll show you at the end of this game, is I mentioned to you before about Liverpool being in poor form this season. They're still in the relegation zone. You know, we're over halfway through the season and Liverpool are still in the relegation zone. Is there a possibility that Liverpool are going to end up getting themselves relegated? Right, here's the next highlight. Zaire Emery with the corner. Van Persie picks up the loose ball, puts it back over towards Zaire Emery, comes out to Chambers. We could really do with a second goal. There's a wasteful pass from Chambers. Just hopefully put it into the box. Chelsea breaking now, but Chambers wins it back. That's good play from him to get the ball back. Zaire Emery and Chambers combining. Van Persie heads onto Nwaneri. What a goal! Ethan Nwaneri, that epoxy referee with his finger in his ear. I mean, you're obviously disallowing it because that's what you're doing with all of our goals at the moment. There you go, disallowed. Oh, you absolute... I'm hating referees at the moment in this game because they're just disallowing everything at the moment. I'm losing track of how many... I mean, that's 3 goals in the last 2 games that we've had disallowed now. At the moment, it's not cost us, but let's see if that one does cost us. Here's Van Persie. Gets the ball into the box towards Nwaneri. Comes out. Chelsea clear their lines. Zaire-Emery to Van Persie. Goes back to Saliba. He gives it to Ochong, who's on a yellow card. Goes back to Saliba again. Ochong gives it to Kayunda. I mean, you might want to bring it forward, lads. It's where the goal is. Well, the goal we're meant to be scoring in. Pataka. Get across into the box. He does towards Van Persie, and there is that cross, that ball. Pataka to Van Persie. It's 2-0. We're going to make some substitutions now because we've got Ochong and Chambers on. I'm going to take Saka off, I think. I don't want him getting a yellow card. We bring on Borja Perez. We don't really see much of Borja Perez. Ochong can come off for Alex Wilson. And I think that's probably all we're going to do for now. We'll give it another 10 minutes before we make our next substitutions. But 2-0 up, 4-2 on aggregate. You'd like to think that's going to be enough to get us through to the next round. Now, Chambers can come off for Calvo. That's another yellow card taken off. I don't want to bring on Thiago Silva because he's on a yellow card. I think Jack Gordon can come on for Van Persie, and then we'll just, I think, swap them 2 over. Still gives us one more substitution to make. Here's Nwaneri with the corner. Oh, what a goal from William Saliba. 3rd goal of the season from Billy Boy Saliba. It's 3-0 on the night. It's 5-2 on aggregate. Wembley, here we come. We're going to make that final substitution. We'll bring on Palau for Pataka, I think. Just get him off the field so he doesn't pick up an injury or a reckless red card or anything like that. But we have absolutely dominated Chelsea in this second leg, and that is as comfortable a win against London rivals as what you will get. We are through to the final. We will be going to Wembley against Tottenham. Man United beating Everton in the FA Cup. Bournemouth beating Plymouth in the FA Cup. And there you go. We've booked our Wembley place. £25,000. The money of this competition's a joke, really. But if we have a look at the competition, just show you the Premier League table. There's Liverpool, 18th place. They've played a game more than Leicester and Wolves. I mean, there's only like 1 point in it, so there's every possibility they're going to survive still. We play Liverpool next, in fact. So if we have a look at the schedule for when we're going to return for tomorrow's episode, I think what we'll probably do is we'll probably come back for the Carabao Cup final and the FA Cup 5th round against Leeds United. And opportunity to win our first proper bit of silverware in tomorrow's episode. And then on Friday, we'll probably do something around the Champions League second leg, along with Brighton or Aston Villa, something like that. So yeah, cup final tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode. We're at Wembley.